Hey, I'm Carrie Howard with eXp Realty, and I'm going to be doing a presentation on what the team structure of eXp looks like. I know in the past I've done several of these online, but I really wanted to have one that's shareable that you can even give to your team, give to your brokerage, have me come over and talk about. I'm so passionate about making sure that folks who are looking into eXp really understand as much about it as they can. So let's get started. I'm not going to do all of the slides here, and as you see, this is a rolling, it's literally online. eXp puts together these presentations for all the agents. That way, when we show it to other people, it's professional and well done, and I don't have to fool with getting these slides together myself. Behind here, I have several pictures that we're going to go through, so I'll be shuffling around my computer screen as we go. Okay, so let's get started. The very first thing it does is define what does a team look like. It's just basically saying it's a team leader and one other person. So if you're currently watching or listening and you are a broker or you are an owner, it's going to be a different structure specifically for you. You still have that role of people looking up to you and depending on you, but now you're just their leader. For questions that are the legal questions, the ones where they get in hairy situations, you're no longer the one person that they go to. Right now in Alabama, it's 2020. Hello, about said. it's just now January, so forgive me. It's 2020. Our brokers are Brent Beavers. He mostly works the top part of the Alabama down to the middle of the state. We have Jennifer Minyard. She has her broker's license, but her position is going to be our admin. She is there whenever agents need her, just the same as Brent is. And then we have a brand new broker who joined us in January. She's down at the southern end of the state of Alabama, and her name is, I'm going to get it right, Kelly Colley. I've only met her once. Forgive me, it takes a minute to remember names. Kelly Colley. She is fantastic, very professional woman. I got to meet her in Birmingham. We recently got together for an awards night, and it was really fun to see everyone from our state show up, and it's almost 400 people. We're really, really growing very fast. So, getting back to the teams. If you're looking at a team structure, you're taking your entire brokerage over to a company that's different. And I'm just going to say this from the very beginning. There will always be people who don't like the idea. I mean, heck, there's people in church and they're like, oh, I don't like the color of that wallpaper. No one ever agrees about anything. So as I'm going through this, I'm going to share a little bit about the brokerage, a little bit about the structure. So you're going to be better suited to talk to them and see, hey, we're making this as a team effort. We're moving everybody over. We really want you to be on board. All right, so the content of this particular slide deck is number one, the self-organized teams. I'm skipping that for now. That is if you have a group of people, they want to work together. It's not necessarily a true team structure. The second one is the standardized team. So that's where we're going to hang out most of the time. I'll finish up a little bit on mega icon teams and making sure you understand the commission and where you're going to get your resources. Okay, so for the self-organized teams. Again, I'm going to leave that here just so you can read it. Screenshot it if you want. Standardized teams is where we're going to hang out for several minutes. Okay, it has introduction at the very beginning of half-cap team members, so we're going to get to that in just a second. Let's just read that paragraph below together. In certain cases, eXp Realty will reduce a team member's annual company dollar by half. So stop there. I'm going to move my slide deck over. Move that over. Where did it go? Okay, so this is the standardized costs. We are on an 80-20 commission split as a company. I'm going to get to yours as a team leader here in a second. Our typical cap is $16,000. So when this 20% that goes to the company hits $16,000 right on the nose, it doesn't go over, they cap, and they're going to be 100% commission the rest of the year. So let's talk about the fees for a typical transaction right here at the 80-20. Jump all the way over here. This is our transaction that I'm circling with my mouse. That is the transaction fee. It is $25. That's it. The E&O or the risk management is $40, and it caps, if you look down here, at $500. So those are your typical fees when you're on the 80-20 split. All the people on your team will have that until they cap. When you cap, that transaction fee right here, $25, jump over here to the bottom of this screen. It goes up to $250, and it also caps out at $5,000. And again, you're 100% commission. $250 is your new transaction fee just to make sure things are taken care of with the company dollar. After you cap, then it's just $75. So this is, again, if you want to take a screenshot, you can, just so you know what it's talking about when it references half capping. So we're going to get there in a second. Okay, number one. Here's the things that will make your team able to be a standardized team. Your team must have a minimum of $6 million in production or 30 closed transactions during the previous 12 months. So that's your first getting into the door of actually being a standardized team. This is very achievable when you're looking at the money side of $6 million in production. I have done that myself in a year. I mean, for a team that is very, very low. So when I get to the mega team, if you're thinking, man, I've done way more than that, hang on. I have a different team structure specifically for you. Number two, the team members, they have to pay the team leader a minimum of 25% of their gross commission income. So if you're listening and you are that team leader, I want you to think about it like this. I don't know how much you've been making from your team right now at the brokerage that you're currently at. It's probably a percentage because, of course, if you're with a big brokerage, they're going to take a percentage as well. So for you, you're going to ask them to pay you at least 25%. Now, if you're their current broker, make it worth it. If they're moving over to eXp, make it worth it for them to continue being on your team. What do you do that will help someone want to continue relying on you? Do you give them leads currently? Are you providing a lot of transaction help? Do you have somebody that goes with them and kind of shadows them? What do you do specifically for your team to where they're relying on you, they trust you, you have their business interest in mind? So at least they're going to be giving you 25%. Maybe you have somebody that needs some hand holding. That's very typical. You can get half. So as a reference, I had been down in Birmingham, like I mentioned earlier, doing an award ceremony. And there is a broker that was the owner of eXp Realty in Birmingham. eXp Realty is a very well-known real estate brokerage down in the middle of Alabama. High producing one. They had 405 or 410 transactions last year with eXp. It was a phenomenal year for him. He is still 50-50. He is still 50-50. All of his brokers moved over. He had a few stragglers that didn't. But the ones who moved over with him, he kept his office. So they still get together. Now they had to take down the eXp Realty sign, of course, or it could just actually, that could have just stayed up and been eXp Realty powered by eXp. But he still has an office, so he gets together with all of his agents on a regular basis. And now he doesn't have to teach them. He just shows them the world videos that are currently going on. It's awesome. He's like, it's phenomenal, Carrie. They'll come to me and they're like, oh man, this transaction's falling apart. I'm having all these issues. He's like, I'll listen to him and talk. But after that, I'm like, hey, call Brent. Remember, he's your broker. So let him know what's going on and he'll take care of it. So he just relieved himself of some of that burden and responsibility of what ownership actually looks like. And yet he's getting paid 50% of their transactions for it. Okay, number three, moving on. I'll get back to that in a second. The team leader must have a written commission agreement with a team member. Basically, it's real estate. If it's not in writing, it doesn't exist. That's standard. You just have to have an individual agreement with every person on your team so that way they have a written understanding of how much they are giving you on their paychecks. Number four, the team leader must sign a team leader addendum. So basically, again, all paperwork things, this is nothing new to you. You know that you have to have those kind of paperwork trails to make sure everyone knows who is on your team and what you're serving as. Number five, team member must sign a team member addendum. Okay, so we have number four and number five. They're kind of reciprocals of each other. You have the leaders and the members. They're all going to sign these forms that eXp provides. Number six, your team leader must provide a roster of all the team members to ensure reporting. Again, 4, 5, and 6, all paperwork, all very standard stuff. Okay, let's look at this one. This is so important because this is going to be where you as an owner, you as their new team leader, you're going to soar with this. Hang on, let me move that down. This column right here is where I want you to start off first. Let's say you have already 20 people in your brokerage and all of them are going to be moving over with you. Or maybe you had 30 and you lost 10, whatever. You have 20. Your number one level has 20 people on it. So this is the exponential share that you're going to be making off of every transaction on everyone on your team. 3.5%, that is your total share. So basically, when they cap out, you're done. You don't make more off of them. So it's $2,800 per person per year if they all cap. So I'm going to multiply 2,800 times 20, and that's $56,000 of passive income. Again, you're already making maybe 25%, maybe you're making 50% off of everyone on your team. In addition, you're making off the company dollar that they're putting into the company from their 20%. If all 20 of yours cap out, you're making another $56,000 of passive income. So the way this structure is very simple. It's very much like the structures that you're already working in, except for like if you're with Keller Williams or Remax or Exit, you're just not the person at the top. Most brokerages have a similar structure to it. It's just that the guys at the top are the owners. You are now becoming an owner of your own little tiny branch. So let's go into what this column means. You have 20. That means all 20 of your people, let's say they recruit, you're going to make money off of their recruits. And those recruits. And those recruits all the way down to this fifth level right here because you have 20 members. 5 people down. For an example, my personal sponsor has like 40, 45 agents. All of us are growing our own businesses, and my personal sponsors, they're not even team leaders. They're just plain old agents working by themselves. They get paid on over 1,000 agents every month. Again, I'm going to say it again. They recruited around 40, 45. They get paid on over 1,000 agents because they're here. All of us are recruiting all over the nation. So let's say you're in Huntsville, up here with me. If our market changes or dries up, if you have an entire sphere of influence that you're getting money from across the country, California might not be doing the same thing as, Alabama. New York might be totally different than where we are if you're down in Mobile. There are different ways to make money all across the country now because you're growing a team. And again, your team structure has nothing to do with this. These are just your agents that you've brought in. You've brought 20 on your first level. That's what you're making on your 20. Let's say all 20 of yours get 5 because most of the time you want 5 agents because it unlocks this level right here. If all 20 get 5, that's going to be 100 agents. 100 agents times this number right here, which is what you could potentially make, times 3,200 equals $320,000 in addition to the 56. So where brokers that already have people you need to get this. You need to understand the structure financially. And I don't like talking about money too much, but hey, you're an owner for a reason. This matters to you. You will be receiving so much residual income. Let's say none of your 20 ever got anybody else. This column right here, let's go back. Let's say you just came over and you had one person on your team. All you need is one person. That's what you're going to make off of that one person every year. In addition, whoever they recruit, these are the percentages that you're going to be making on their second level recruits. You still get paid on them. Okay, I'm going to minimize this. The third way that we get paid, so again, number one is, of course, selling houses. We are a real estate brokerage first. We sell houses. Like the example I gave of Gusty down in Birmingham. He had 400 and something transactions this year. They're selling. Number two, you get money from a revenue share on whoever you recruit. Number 3, we have equity. All right, just read with me right here the equity awards. You earn shares on your very first transaction, and that's every single year. It's not just the very first year. You get shares of stock when you fully cap. So you, as a broker owner, when you cap at $16,000 that goes to the company, they're going to be giving you stock because you capped. You get shares when an agent that you brought in closes on their first. So again, you're a team leader. You bring in 20 people. You're making money on them because of what they agree to pay you as their leader. You're making money on them for their revenue share. Now you're also making money on them through their stock. It's not their stock, but the company gives you stock as an award for saying, hey, thank you for bringing someone in our brokerage that actually sells real estate. Here you go. Here's some stock. All right, so I'm going to cover what an icon agent is. When you as a broker, you as a leader, sell up to $16,000, let me say that backwards. When you sell so much that $16,000 has gone into the company, you cap out. Once you have an additional 20 transactions, you become an icon agent. There's another way of looking at the way of becoming icon agent. If, let's say, because you're a team member, your name is on a lot of different transactions. Maybe it's everybody has your name on it, so you're like co-listing or co-buying with them. Another way to think about it is, remember, let me get that sheet up real quick, the $250 fee that you now have because you're 100% commission. When that hits $5,000, that's another way of looking at now you're an icon agent. So what does it mean? So I wanted to define the term. What does it mean? It means that the company gives you the $16,000 that you put into it back. That's the award. You are awarded your money back, and they put it in your stock. So immediately, $14,000 of it is going to be vested for 3 years, and you can get it out in 3 years. But immediately available to you is $2,000 when you go to the eXp convention, because they just want people who are like you, who are team leaders, who are killing it in real estate. They want you to go to these things because you know what? Success breeds success. If you have a ton of agents across the country who have all capped out, hanging out together for a few days, this year's going to be at Disney World. I'm so excited. When you have people who are hanging out together, success breeds success. So they award you for going to that by saying, hey, that $2,000 from your icon $16,000 you get now. You get to take it out now. The other $2,000 is when you go to the convention for their NASDAQ, because again, we're shareholders. You go to the shareholders convention, they're going to give the other $2,000, so it's available within the same year. There's this program down here called the Equity Program. I do this myself. I'm trying to save up for when I'm old, when I want to actually retire. You know, you can use it for however you want to do it, but I take 5% of every transaction that I have, and they take it at the end of the month to the stock market, and they purchase stock for me with eXpI. That's the name of our stock account, eXpI. And it's at a 20% discount. So if it's $10 that day, hey, you get 20% off. So these are the awards that you already get. This is the third way of getting paid as an eXp agent. Okay, I'm going to pull up my Safari again. Again, this is a live presentation that is online, available to everybody. That's why I'm flicking through my screens. So that's your standardized team. Okay, maybe your team leader like, oh man, we make so much more than that. Let's look at the Mega Icon team. I like the name of it. Oh, hold on, I forgot something. Okay, let me pull this back up. The awesome part about this, you see this part right here that says the half cap for your team members. You as a team leader, you as the person that they are all going to, in order to become an icon agent, you still cap at $16,000. Your team leaders half cap. Yeah, you heard that right. They give $8,000 to the company, and then they're done. Everyone underneath you on your team now gets 100%. That is the most benevolent thing you can ever do for them. So let's talk about what that actually means. I should have covered this earlier, but I want to make sure that you get it. When they sell real estate up to $8,000 goes into the eXp bucket or whatever, they're 100% commission. So for me, I ran my numbers, and that's about $2.6 million to cap at $16,000. That's if I make 100% of the 3%. I don't give it away to anybody else. Now it's going to take your team leaders a little bit, or I'm sorry, I'm saying it backwards. It's going to take your team members a little longer to get there. They're going to have to sell more than that because they're giving you maybe half of their commission. So just do the math, go through this and think, okay, what are my guys going to have to sell in order to hit this? How much are they going to have to sell to where $8,000 goes to the company dollar, then they cap out? That's something to discuss with your team because this is huge. open it up to them to where they are actually able to make more than they ever saw possible. In addition to half capping, your guys are going to be growing their own real estate sponsorship line. They don't become part of your team. They are just part of your team's downline. Alrighty, I wanted to also pull up what our eXp world looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up live. I have no idea who's in it. I have no clue, but you download it to your computer. It can be an Apple like mine, or it can be a PC. It doesn't matter. It is powered by Verbella. eXp now owns it. Just give it a minute to pull on it. Come on now. While it's doing its thing. Oh, there we go. So all of these people that are standing beside me are real agents all over the nation. And if I started talking to them, you'll hear them. Like they respond. It's not like we're just fake avatars. So I'm going to go over here and show you what mine looks like. See the background. It is winter. Like I said, it's January. And it's so fun because they do stuff like Christmas hats. They do decorations in all of the seasons. So I'm going to change my avatar to view so you can see what it looks like. Hey, that's me. Woohoo! Okay, go back to what it normally looks like. I just click on my name and then I go to the normal camera view. It took a little while for me to get used to this being the office. So just look around. You have office buildings all over the place. We are represented by all of these different nations around the world. We have America, Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia. When you first get into the world, you always start here at the Welcome Center. And I'm going to just walk over to one of the offices. So again, your broker, your owner, you have somebody whining to you because their cell phone quit working. You don't know how to fix it because you're not a technology guru. But we do have those here. It's called the Tech Outpost. If I needed their help, I'm going to click here. And now I'm number 1 on their wait list. I need to leave it. Yes, I'm sure. Another way to get places is you go to over here where it says go to. In the drop down, these are all of our offices. We have the auditorium. That's where you're going to learn a whole bunch of stuff. That's where you go into the main office for eXp. That's where the people that own our company actually work. There's accounting. Payment processing. Your broker owner. How many times do you have people that are like, there is something wrong with my paycheck? Right? So now they go here and they have a settlement request. They take a ticket. They have a general transaction request. They take a ticket. And they're going to go into this office, and one of the professionals that work all through here are going to take them and sit down and say, okay, how can I help you? We're in Alabama, so I'm going to click here. This is an interactive map. Come on. Okay, so we're now going to the Alabama broker office. Hopefully nobody will bug me because I'm doing a live video. So right here, this is where our brokers work. Sometimes they're in the office. A lot of times they're not because they're teaching. They're doing classes. They're doing their job. This is Brent's office. We have Kelly Colley, who is our new managing broker at the Southern Branch. This is Jennifer Minyard. She is huge support for us. And across the way, let's just go through here. This is Mindy Branch. She is the one who does all of our payment and compliance. I'm going to go back to the welcome area. Takes me just a second to teleport. I know that, like, when I even say those terms, it's like, wow, we are in totally a different age. But this is so simple to where, I mean, it's like playing a game. Okay, so I'm going to click here. I want to see what classes are available. Again, you're the broker. You're the one who has always had to teach people how to do their job, right? Wrong. When you click there, the world interacts with your computer's desktop. It automatically will open the pages that you need. Friday, these are the classes that are going on. Montreal, they have their own thing going. Remember, we're global, so there are different classes for different countries that go on at the same time. We have a leadership meeting. Those are excellent. You notice right here, this is Pacific time. So right now it is 11 o'clock. So we're just finishing up with this here in Alabama. iConversations. All of the agents who have capped out, like I mentioned, they became icon agents, they get up and they share. You might be one of those. They may ask you, hey, would you share about your success? What did you do? And then you go into the world, in the auditorium, you sit down and you share with thousands of agents. We have like 25,000 agents right now around our country, I believe. And you get to tell them your story. Interact with them. Share how are they doing what they're doing. And listen, again, if you're owner-broker right now, this is opening the opportunity for you to be surrounded by people that will help you. Sometimes I feel bad for leaders because they're always surrounded by people who need them. And if they're not making their own efforts to get together with people who are better than themselves, how are they getting better? How are they getting sharpened? There are about 40, 50 hours a week of training. So you have a brand new agent. They're like, hey, I don't know what to do. Then you can be like, all right, let's go in the world. Let's see about a class. Would you like to do a class together? Or you can, if you still keep your office, kind of like the example I've been using Brick Realty did. If you still have your office, you can go in here and just play it on the screen. So we're going to go into one of the auditoriums right now. Going into this auditorium. It shouldn't be going on anything right now because we're in between classes. So let's see who all is in there.
A minimum of time I spend on the phone.
So they cannot hear me right now.
And then I spend
because
another
my microphone
hour.
is turned off.
I call my KV Core Power Hour. I go through there.
This automatically puts you in a seat. The reason the avatars look the way they do is to make sure the screen doesn't have hang-ups.
Things on Facebook or
so iConversations is currently started. We have how many people are in the room?
Craigslist, and just use KV Core for that.
We have 203 agents in here. All right, I'm going to get out of here so I'm not talking
beforehand. We got up here, was talking about using the smart number and KV Core and text messaging. So I'll do all those kind of lead follow-up.
You can click on the stage. I do not want to teleport to that stage, not with 203 people staring at me. So right now what you just saw is we have 200 agents in the room who are hungry to get better, who are saying, okay, how can I improve myself? And that's what they do. They just go into the office. So this is the new office. This is the office, not of the future, it's the current. We've been doing this for a decade. Okay, we're over 10 years old. This is how team structures can meet. Let me show you, and I don't know who's in meeting rooms, but we have on Thursday mornings at 10, a state required meeting every single Thursday. So when you click on meeting rooms right here, here's the drop down. I hope nobody's in here because I'm about to pop in. I'm going to meeting room 5. Perfect. So you are owner broker. You have moved your whole brokerage over. You're now a team leader. You can say, hey guys, we're going to meet in meeting room 5 Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You get in here and now all of your agents can come sit down. There is training on how to take control of these screens to where all you do is click on them. And then they are looking at what you're looking at. You can zoom in. This is how our presentations are. So I sit at home and listen to Brent talk or Jennifer talk every single Thursday just by doing this. They try to make it fun looking. They have, the ocean out in the background. It is a beautiful, nice looking office. Okay, I'm going to log out of the world and get back into the presentation that I was doing with you as a team. Okay, I'm going to move over here to Mega Team. So now we're ready to go. I hope you don't have any questions. Yes, I know it quit because I told it to quit. Okay, so if you have any questions, already be writing them down. Get your phone out, start texting me, letting me know, Carrie, this is awesome. This is what I think. Tell me more. Just a review. Standard teams, $6 million in production. At least 25% commission that you're going to be getting from everyone on your team. Here's the mega team. These are high producers. These are the ones who are really willing to deal in. If you see number 1, you have to have 175 closed transactions. B, 40 million in sales volume. C, 10 capping team members. They want you to have 10 members that are at least doing some sort of real estate and really doing well in capping. Now, I'm going to stop here. If you are commercial, you still cap at the same $16,000 to the company. That might be one transaction for you. If you have a $8,000 building, you're going to cap on your very first sale. Okay, you're going to cap on your very first sale. It doesn't change the numbers just because the product you're selling is ridiculously expensive. If you have a team of people who are also doing commercial real estate, they will still cap. And here's the thing, they have quarter caps. You are giving your mega team agents, you're giving them the sky. $4,000 goes to the company and they cap. I ran the numbers yesterday. That's like $370,000 transaction. Duh. I mean, to me, I look at that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. So let me double check my numbers. I say that and I'll always double check. I'm going to run the math real quick. 370,000 times 0.03 is 11,100 times 0.2. Okay, it's 6,000. Excuse me, it's 6,700. I have to. So 670 times 0.03. That's why I check. That's 20,000 gross commission times 0.2. That's $4,020. $4,020. So right around a transaction of $670,000. Every agent that sells that much will cap, and everything else is 100%. It's bread and potatoes and meat, the whole way through. I mean, you're just giving them it all. Plus, they get all of the training that I just showed you. I haven't even gotten to all of the other stuff that they're going to get to. I'll get that when I'm done here. If you look at number 2, they have to give you 25% of their gross commission. Again, make it worth it. I don't know what you do as a leader right now, but if you tell your team, hey, we're all coming over, you only have to give me 25% of your commission, and then hey, you cap out at the $670,000, you're done. You don't have to give the company anymore. It's awesome. Look at number 3. The team leader must guarantee $56,000 in annual team company dollar. This is very achievable. I ran the numbers yesterday. This is incredibly achievable. You can do the math yourself. Number 4, you get a written commission agreement with your team members. Number 5, your team members need to be within a 100-mile radius of you. They don't want you calling it a team and they work over in like 3 states away. They want people to be on a team structure that are actually physically close together. Number 6, you have to sign a mega team leader. Your team members have to sign the mega team member addendum. Again, paperwork. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's just real estate. It's how it goes. Number 8, you have to provide a roster. The team must pay a minimum of $56,000 in company dollar through commissions. Again, they're wanting 10 of your agents to have sold enough real estate to have capped. That's not a whole lot. It even does it down here, 10. I wish you could see my mouse. I'm going to put it up to the top of the screen right there. See at the very tippity top, 10 times 4,000. All right, bring it back down. So this is what that looks like. Again, eXp, one of our goals is always being transparent, to be clear. They do the math for you so you're not scratching your head trying to figure out what does that look like. Okay, 10 members times $4,000 is $40,000. You, their leader, is $16,000 that went to the company. So you add those two together, 10 people plus you capping out is $56,000. That's what they're saying. Hey, if you're going to be called a mega icon team, you need to be able to do this. If not, you're going to be paying the difference. In the next year, your whole team will just go back to the standard traditional team up here that has less money that they earn. So it's not like you're locked into it and then you can't get out. Here's the team commissions. I want you to take a screenshot of this just so you'll really have a good understanding of it. Down here at the bottom, it has the example. Let's say you have a gross commission of $10,000. And again, starting right here at the top. If you're on a 50-50 split, you, the leader, get 5, they get 5. They take off first the 20%. And then they take off the fees. And notice, you see right there those fees? They're split between the two of you. That measly $25 fee is $12.50 for you, $12.50 for your team members. Wow, that's incredible. And then they do a split risk management fee and everybody gets the same. Okay, that's the team structure. How it's calculated so you know how much you're making. Here's another example. This one is a 50-50 split again. The team leader has capped, but your member hasn't. So again, you can read through that yourself and see you're going to be getting $5,000 less half of your cap transaction fee. So that's your fee. Remember, if you're capped, it's $250. You get half of that. It's $125. Again, I'm right there at the top. I'll say that slower. Sometimes I go too fast because I know it so well. If you're on a team structure, your fees are cut in half per transaction. All right. Broker review fee, that's cut in half. That's $12. Management fee, that's $20. Your team member over here, they're going to get 20% to the company as normal because they're not capped out yet. Their broker review fee is $25. They have the $40. Those are halved. Then they net $3,009. You're netting $4,008. Make sense? Here's some extra resources. Since this is not live on your computer, it's live on mine, we need to get together so that way I can just share these links. You can go into team services at exprealty.com and just ask about them if you have a question. I can log into the world. They have an onboarding team building. We go in there face to face at a table with another agent, not an agent, but one of our service people, and they will help you understand what does it look like to bring your team over. We have over 500 staff. I don't know how many staff that you had, but right now you're going to be signing yourself up for 500 people who are available specific hours in our eXp office down here that I showed you, the world office. So again, here are different forms to talk about with your team as you go. Lastly, and then I will hush, I wanted to show you the tools that we have with eXp that you're about to give all of your agents. This is called Enterprise. All of them will have a Enterprise section to where they know what they've sold, they know their transactions. All of that is very easy to get to. We have press releases because legally I can only say so much about stock. So there's press releases. You can point people to read it for themselves. Same thing with investor relations. SkySlope is where we turn in our paperwork. So they'll fill it out. Up in North Alabama, we use dotloop. Still going to use dotloop. They fill it out, save it as a PDF, and put it into here, and our transaction team takes it from there. KV Core, that is where they're lead generating, CRM, drip campaigns, all of this, it's free for us. You can, if you want to, you can use this. This is basically paying for Google leads. We have an ability to buy leads through our company. How to get into the world. This is stock awards and program if you want to learn more about stock. Again, this is just a one-stop website. You can get your signs, your marketing center, everything that you need is at your fingertips here. I'm going to start with a marketing center. So it's important that we look professional. It's really important that we produce things that consistently meet the guidelines for what publications have to look at. They took the hard part of designing your own stuff or even paying for it off of us. All of this is free. We have attraction material to talk about eXp. Team branding. Let's open up that because we're talking about teams. Okay. If you want to get together and start recruiting, you can do lunch and learns. Tell them about eXp Realty. This one is cool because, I just like the cut. But let's open this up real quick. Again, this is me screen recording on my computer live showing you how to do this stuff. Boom, it's done. If you want to edit it, you go over here, click edit. You go in, you can fix all your background options. You can do slate, you can change the color, whatever. See how, boom, it's done. You can create stuff in seconds. Has your person, has their person, your pretty little face will be there instead of mine. They upload their pictures, and then they send it out to be publicized or whatever. Yes, I want to leave the page. So we have a lot of different styles. We have just solds, we postcards, everything that you can think of, eXp has designed already. There's a marketing center. I'm going to show you KV Core. Where did it go? Sorry, I don't normally log into KV Core here. Here it is. I just go to the actual URL. This is my personal KV Core page. These are all the people shopping for houses. She is a buyer. She is a seller. I have her on paper. They are a buyer. They are a seller. I have them on paper. These are people that are using my website. She used to go to my youth group. They're now looking for houses. This is the back end. I get my own back end. It's not like they go to Exit Realty like I used to, and I have no idea what they're shopping on the back end. They just send me the lead. They're literally shopping my page. I can go over here to listings. I'm going to show you mine. I'm going to filter it, just my listings. That's all I want it to be. I'm going to apply it. Boom. My listings are now here. So I'm going to click on my land listing, and instantly it populates a link. I now have a web page for my listing. It took me all of 20 seconds. I cut and copy this, and I blast it on every social media possible. You can print flyers from this page. You can share it to Facebook, on Twitter. All of these are active. You're giving this to every person on your team. Next, I'm probably getting a little too preachy and emphatic because I'm so excited. These are some of the extra things that you have. You have squeeze pages. You have one listing, one corporate office that you're trying to get people to go to. You can create a page in like 30 seconds. You can create landing pages for people. We do call capture. I'll show you what this looks like. eXp gives us a phone number through KV Core. That's my smart number. I can put, hey, text foreclosure to this number, and it will give them my website. Text 7 acres. It will give them this MLS listing, and it says, thank you for logging in, and it creates a text for them. You can do sign toppers. You can do geocodes. You can do the little QR codes. It's all under KV Core. You can import all of your leads into it. This is your CMA. You can get all of your current contacts put into the automatic drip campaign. This right here, Million Zapped, this is a free app every buyer that I have that ever calls me gets. Even if they don't use me, I send them this because as they're driving, it's a map. It's kind of like RPR, but for buyers. Open houses, nothing like handing people your phone and saying, hey, thanks for coming to my open house. Go ahead and log in. When people hold cell phones, for whatever reason, they actually put incorrect information most of the time. So they're simply going to put their name, their phone number, and their email, and it captures them and puts it into my CRM automatically. I know who was at my open houses. And let me scroll down. Hold on. Let me go to my next. I have 9 pages. Oh, there it is. He showed up at one of my open houses, and so now they're called as a prospect. When I have bankers or other curious agents, I put them in here as my sphere of influence so I don't continuously bug them. You have a CRM with KV Core. Again, these are tools that you no longer pay for. You are opening all of these things for every single person on your team to now have access to. They don't have to use KV Core. It's kind of nutso if they don't, but it has your calendar. Everything is right here. These are the tools that you're giving them. And let me go back up to, where did that page go? You're giving them all of those things and what they pay a month. They pay a tech fee of $50 to get that fabulous World Office and KV Core and. If you're a team and you do KV Core, I think it's still like $199 a month. It's insanely expensive. We get it for $50 a month, plus the office with 500 staff members. We have the university fee of $35 a month. That pays for the 40, 50 hours of education that you have. Again, this matters a lot. Last but not least, and I'm done. If you have any questions whatsoever about understanding the teams, please get together with me. I want you to pick my brain. If I don't know the answer, we're going to go into the eXp office, sit down with the team structure, and just ask all your questions. If you want me to come to your office and give this full presentation, I would love to. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching and listening. I'm going to pop my information up real quick. Here it is. This is a digital business card created by eXp. Take a screenshot of it. This is me. If you want to get in contact with me, please do. Please, please, please give me a call. I cannot wait to see what you and your team can do this year. Y'all have an awesome rest of your afternoon.